So we have all the VC and investor and people who support the AI-driven startups up here. And so first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself and your role in the company. Maybe start it with...
Hi, everyone. I'm Rio. I'm head of marketing at Impossible Finance. Impossible Finance is essentially incubation accelerator company that has Launchpad and also these days Node Sale platform. So we've been doing Node Sale this year. We supported and hosted and sales of those leading Node Sale projects such as Aether, Carve, Sophon, and Zai. And in total, we actually raised more than 250 million this year, which was a pretty impressive number. We've been, helping all those projects in launching tokens and also, with go-to-market strategies. And we're here to stay and, trying to help all those Web3 projects. It's nice to meet you. Thank you.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Abby here from Wu. So essentially we have two products. The central exchange called WEX. We have spot and perp trading. We also have a DEX called WuFi. We are live on 11 different VM chains. For the spot swap, we also have the perpetual DEX. Yeah, so I am leading the ecosystem as well as the innovation hub, which is similar to like a accelerator incubator type of project, which we also invest in illicit projects. Yeah, thank you guys.
Hi guys, GM. I haven't heard GM any today. Hi, I'm Niall, CMO of Tokenomics. So we are fully backed and owned by Indodex, which is the largest crypto exchange in Indonesia that have been operated for more than 10 years with 7 million users. So Tokenomics, what we do is actually, we do decentralized community VC. Actually, what we aim is to helping crypto retail investor to be able to participate in early stage investment. So for those retail that would like to participate in private round, in pre-seed round or seed round, they could join Tokenomics to be able to join in Web3 promising projects. And we have invested to several promising projects such as Redacted by PG Group, Lingo, RWA, D-Labs, Average, Avari Saga, and many more actually. Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Raymond. I'm the chief intern / founder of Mosval Capital. Okay, thanks. Thank you. Yes, so Mosval Capital is actually a liquid token fund. So we do fundamental research based on liquid tokens, analyze different tokens, merits and frauds, if any, to find out the opportunity in the secondary market. So previously, I was actually an investment banker and also an internet startup veteran. I've been looking at AI for, I think, almost a decade now. I was looking at the previous generation of AI before the GPT thing took off. So it has been, I guess, a decade of AI evolution unfolding from our eyes. So happy to share my views today with you guys.
Right. Thank you so much. And I haven't introduced myself. My name is Peko. I'm the co-CEO of FunDX. And for FunDX, we also have set up a AI funding for the startups. So we started to accept the application. So we will pick up the 3 most outstanding startups that would have the potential to deploy in the market and to generate the real world cases. So each startup will receive 100,000 worth of USD resource. And if you are interested, you can go to incubator.pundi.ai. So we will look forward to accept the application here. So let's get started. Since we are talking about the AI-driven Web3 startup, all the buzzwords. So what is your definition of that, and how do you look at those startups? So maybe we start from Raymond.
Okay, sure. Okay. So I think AI and crypto startup is actually a very interesting concept. This is a new concept that was literally somehow was born in after the GPT was launched. So no one really talked about the use of AI in previous cycle, in 17-18 cycle, in 2021 cycle until 22. And people were like, this is actually a buzzword. It could be a good narrative to actually push up my token price. Okay, then I switch and pivot to AI token. Right? I think that's not like really good fundamental investment for us. So the way we look at AI crypto startup is that they have to use some kind of AI technology, and that's actually a real thing, have a real use case. Like Peko mentioned, you guys look at applications. We actually believe that applications are very important projects for us to examine and review and to invest. We don't really invest in LLMs because that's just too big and it's too difficult for crypto startups, and they have to use some kind of AI technology plus some kind of permissionless, composable, or smart contract infrastructure to make the AI application better. So I think that's something we definitely need to pay a lot of attention to. We don't just invest in a project because they have AI in the ticker, or they claim to be something sleepless AI or whatever AI project. We don't believe that. I think that's just a hype, and that hype will just go away very soon. Yeah.
And now, Nathan, sorry.
Okay, interesting.
Nate?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. For me, personally, blockchain, crypto, and plus AI is something interesting. Like indeed with Raymond, which the concept of decentralization that blockchain offered to us is actually something that solving a real problem. And currently, several startups were trying to combine the AI technology into the blockchain technology as well to be able to solve the real case problem. So in my case, actually, the definition of AI and blockchain is actually if those could, if they could combine the AI solution into the blockchain solution as well. Because technically, a lot of people just like Raymond mentioned, a lot of people just adding AI into their startup or adding blockchain into their startup without solving any kind of real case problem. So, and that's my main point.
Right. So do you think it's more for the application side or the infrastructure? Which type of startups that you are looking into has more potential?
It's all about the infrastructure, actually. Infrastructure.
Abby?
Yeah, so I don't think AI and Web3 is a new concept. It's been around, right? From last cycle, we've seen projects that's already building the space. For example, Singularity Network, Ocean Protocols, they are more of the experts in the data marketplace, things around that aspects. However, it's getting, it has become a very sexy narrative, especially during this cycle, because, I mean, for the obvious reasons, there's so much mass adoption about ChatGPT in the Web2 space. And when we go to like Silicon Valley, for example, people are talking less about crypto, but more about AI. But to me, I think AI and crypto, they naturally go together because of the intuitive concept of the crypto itself, right? It's permissionless, trustless, decentralized governance. For example, a lot of people, it's against centralized censorship. So all these concepts that are very attractive to a lot of the users who care about their own privacy, for example. But when we are talking about AI during this cycle, I feel that apart from the infrastructure that everybody has talked about, we are looking more into the apps. For example, whether there's combination of AI / something else, whether it's AI security, whether it's AI gaming, AI socials. I think there's a lot more in the space. However, in terms of mass adoption, I think we're still quite early in this space. So I guess for me, or at least for Wu, we really want to see something that's quite interesting, that blends well of the two sectors, rather than just putting AI behind the domain, I would say. Yeah.
Correct. What about Rio?
So everybody almost covered everything. So I would just simply say that all the projects leveraging AI technology to enhance, let's say, decentralization, efficiency, security, all those stuff could be AI-driven Web3 startup. Yeah. And speaking of efficiency, oh, by the way, I'm not a tech person. I cannot really go deep into AI. But speaking of efficiency, I'm also trying to make small steps by myself. For example, a few days ago, I used AI tools to make a job description of the, one of the newest members. And it takes very, just five minutes to make a very good looking job description. And it's really changing the game, in the industry. And I think making that kind of small steps inside the projects also, something important that we can do.
So I believe you are all looking into investing or to support the funding for the AI startup. So when you look at the startup, how do you see it's mature enough for you to invest it in? And how do you see the scalability of this startup? Because when you invested in the startup, you want a return from it. So how do you see those indicators? Maybe starting from Rio? Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, whether it's AI-driven startups or usual startups, I think one of the most important thing is product market fit. Is a project really solving a pain point in the industry, or really solving the real world problems? That's one of the things I would look at for, and I think one of the most important things. And also another thing would be probably I would look at community, especially like all those tech communities, like developers, engineers who are supporting a project. Because if they are really supporting the project and also really get involved in the project, it's one of the metrics that we can say that it's really needed and it's really something useful in the industry.
Yeah, I think I agree 100% on what Rio mentioned. Product market fit is definitely one of the top checkbox we need to check when it comes to investment. I guess when it comes to technical aspects, I'm not a technical person either. I'm more on the BD front, so I evaluate projects based on their, commercialization part of things. But I guess in terms of the technical stuff, I haven't seen too many AI projects yet, but I feel that a lot of projects I've talked to lately, because they want higher valuation, they want to raise more money, obviously. So they overcomplicate the technical side of things. So when I look into the deck and I see somebody that's saying they are creating something that's gonna revolutionize the industry, that's kind of like a question mark to me, right? Even in the Web2 space, it's very difficult to create something from scratch, from very new, which is not proven. So to me, I feel that if you really want to talk about mass adoption, talk about AI/crypto, you need innovation for sure. We cannot really invest in anything that's a simple fork of the existing project. However, we do want to see some improvements or some small technical innovation on a certain part. Yeah, so for me, I think that's more value adding as compared to some projects that's saying they are the first in the space. Yeah, just to build more on the practical side for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Abby, you're really spot on. Very practical. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I ended with Rio and Abby as well. That I will start with the BOC or the proof of concept as well. About is there any problem that they're going to solve or not, right? Or is there any demand that would like to try their product or not before they would like to scale their product, or before they would like to go to the ventures as well, right? So after they prove the POC, we are going to see is there any kind of competitive landscape that offer the similar solutions, right? For example, if we are trying to solving this problem, is there any kind of startup that already solved this problem far away before you started, right? And the latest one, because since it's the Web3 space, we still need to see the hype of the project itself, because technically the attention of the attention from the community, it still matter, because within the Web3 space, attention is something more important. And when you want to offer product to the community, but the community itself doesn't feel that this is something new, this is something that could solve the problem, how come we could over to the mass adoption, right? Because technically the Web3 community are the one that already know about the crypto, blockchain, AI, and so on. So how come we couldn't convince them first, right?
Do you think the community equal to the users of the
Correct, because Web3 community could be perceived as the early adopter as well. So if they couldn't feel that this is something that could solve my problem, how come we could over to another audience?
Yes, that's very good indicator. Yeah, Raymond?
Yeah, exactly. I actually agree with Nathan a lot. So, but I also believe that so sometimes when crypto AI startup founders think of new ideas, they shouldn't just focus on like our crypto insiders, crypto community. They should be looking at a border space. They should be looking at the entire world and see what's the problem exactly that the AI world the real world is facing, and how we can use crypto approach to solve the problem. So your question was about technical barrier, technical analysis, right? So I think it's for me, I don't really look at the technical side of these things, because if we are looking at the most important backbone of AI infrastructure, we go to Facebook, we go to OpenAI, we go to the big companies that actually build big models, right? These are the infra of the AI industry. But if we are looking at new investment opportunities, we look at the smaller companies, which are just using open source Llama model from Facebook. They make an interesting crypto twist and make the product and or the company or the concept viable. So that's something I think that's actually more rare in this industry now. We don't see very good ideas. We see a lot of copycats. So I think it's about the mentality or the crypto twist that's actually more valuable than the underlying tech. Yeah.
Right. So for tech itself could be changed or all the ways. Like before that, when people talk about AI, they will say about machine learning. Now it's all generative AI. So it's kind of machine learning is like the things like all people like throwing behind. Now it's more generative AI. So if you have generative AI, and then people will get more attention to it. And for the founder expertise, so when you invest, and it's very important that you are looking into the founder's profile, right? So what type of founder, how important it is for the AI-driven Web3 startup founders to have a domain of expertise in both blockchain and AI technology, and what other skill sets or background should the investor to prioritize when they look into this leadership teams? Maybe start with Raymond.
I think for me, investing in a new project in a token effectively is investing in the founding team, investing in a founder. So for me, intellectual integrity is the number one factor. I don't care if he or she is smart or dumb or like have Wall Street experience or Silicon Valley experience. That doesn't matter to me. It's really the intellectual integrity. They're not lying to themselves. They're actually trying to push something forward. They have a big dream, they have big ambition, have a big idea that is not proven wrong or right yet, but they're willing to give it a try. So I think that's something extremely, extremely valuable. The second attribute will be crypto mentality. So I think crypto is a technology. It's also a marketing scheme. It's many things. So if someone has a very good crypto mentality, they can use tokenomics to launch the project easily. They can use better different marketing things and different technology things to make the project evolve faster. But that's actually a mentality. Someone know how to use that. This mentality is probably more important than other backgrounds. I don't care if he has like a Carnegie Mellon computer science degree or Stanford GSB. I don't care about that. But if he knows how to launch a project and use token to incentivize people to use the project, that would be very, very key.
Thank you, Raymond.
Amazing answer. Amazing answer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just would like to add something because technically his answer probably could cover everything. But from my side, from my end, I would add like, for me personally, to invest to the founders that been within this space is most important thing compared to other factor. Because before, because if the founders could survive out there without the Web3 community, I do believe they don't need to come to us actually, right? If they could survive out there, if they could prove out there, they could go to other Web2 ventures. A lot of Web2 ventures out there could invest to them. But since this is a Web3 and crypto space, that's I do believe Web3 is kind of over different to the community. And for those founders that would like to bring something to the space, they should come from the space as well, actually. So how come, like I've mentioned previously, how come they could prove something to the community if they never attend or they never come out and prove to the community for what they are trying to build at this moment? So that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good at that. When I meet other founders and if they have more than 7 or 8 years and they actually receive a lot of funding and then they keep building and keep innovating. And then I think this is the team that we are really interested to look into because they survive in the market and then they have the community to support. And I think this is also some of the indicators for the investor. Right.
Yeah, so I guess put on my BD hat again. There's 2 parts to that question, right? The first is definitely the core team, the competency of the team, whether they are, based on their like integrity, which is the biggest part. Make sure like they don't rock the investor, they don't rock the users, right? And there's definitely the product side of things as well. Because we are talking about crypto, then we need to look at the economy layer of things, whether the product needs to be on Web3 at all, right? Whether the token has utilities, for example. I think these are the aspects that's very important. But to me, my assessment of the team or at least a founder would be, because he would be the front-facing guy, right? There's a lot of requirement. He needs to understand both Web3 as well as AI concepts. He doesn't have to have a technical background, but he needs to explain the technical part to the users, to the investors in layman terms. He also needs to be good at fundraising, for example. But I guess another important part is that he needs to be a good storyteller. For a lot of times I've seen founders, he knows what needs to be done. He's a serious entrepreneur. But if he can't sell his products well, he doesn't know how to build a good story, a good narrative. It's oftentimes very difficult for him to go to market as well.
Very true.
Just want to add this part.
Yes. Real?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention storytelling ability, but it was taken. But once again, I wanted to mention that storytelling, at least maybe one of the founders should have strong storytelling ability, because you really need to sell, your vision or products to first of all, investors, partners, and users, and also team members, because you need to, involve all those people into your vision and keep building, keep pushing hard. And to do that, I think, the storytelling ability will be very, very important. And another thing I would say it's important is maybe adaptability, because, there are so many changes in crypto industry. Sometimes you have to make very, very, how can I say, bold decision to make pivots. So you have to be really courageous enough and maybe, bold enough to make important pivots. Sometimes it could be painful, but you need to make the steps.
I can feel what you have said. So let's dive into the most important part, which is tokenomics and sustainability. So how should the VC evaluate tokenomics models in AI Web3 startups to ensure the long-term sustainability, and what factor indicate a well-designed, resilient token economic? So it's a very big question, and I believe all of you will be interested to know about. Maybe starting from Rio.
Yeah, again, I think this problem is not only for AI-driven startups, but all the Web3 startups. One of the most important things could be utility of the token. Of course, it should have really clear utility, whether it's for governance, staking, or anything else. I think clear utility will be very, very important. And another thing I want to highlight is, of course, incentive alignment, between, users and projects and, supporters. All the incentives should be, accurately aligned in order to be long-term, successful in long-term. And also another thing I wanted to say is maybe you don't have to hurry in launching tokens. For example, in case of Aether, we've been providing advisory over a year, but it takes about a year to, actually start node sale, because we had to wait actually Aether to make more revenue, from actual, real world business. So it's not always correct to, launch token in hasty manner, but also you really need to think about market fit and also all those, incentive alignments first.
Thank you. Abby?
Yeah, so I guess coming from a centralized exchange background, to us investing in the projects, we definitely think tokenomics is the largest part. When we talk about launchpad, launch code, direct listings, costs, we have to protect the users from misbehavior, for example. So apart from everything Rio mentioned about the project side, as well as the token utility / incentives, we look into the numbers more. For example, how much token is allocated to the team, to the advisors, to the investors, the ecosystems, right? The treasury, for example, making sure that the team doesn't front run all the investors, doesn't front run the community. Vesting schedule also. So I think this is the most important part for us. Yeah.
Thank you, Abby.
Yeah, for me, actually, for the team that might be having a high ambitious for having the high FDV as well is something that we looking to. And the second one, like Abby mentioned, that we need to consider for the allocation for the team, for the investor, other stakeholder, the treasury. And the most important thing is the number or percentage that allocate for the community as well. Because actually, if the founder or the team since the beginning they would like to having more compared to other stakeholders to having the token, it's kind of red flag for us because technically regarding the FDV, the token allocated to the community, to the investor or the team members as well, we we are very considerate as well for the vesting period. For example, they do allocate for the team member, but they do implement the vesting period only for a year for team member. I do believe that the team would work as soon as possible, basically. So all of those stuff that we are looking for actually.
So how many years of vesting period that you think is pretty safe to invest?
For the investor and team member, I would say 4 years
4 years. Okay.
is pretty safe for us.
Raymond.
I think for me, when I look at crypto projects or AI projects in general, let's say the AI projects, the first question I will ask myself is that, do we really need a token? We may not need a token at all, right? OpenAI doesn't have a token, right? Like Perplexity doesn't have a token. Why do we need a token to sustain the growth or the development of this company? Probably we don't. If we don't need a token, then why do we need to discuss tokenomics? Right? That would be the step one question. So most of the companies don't even pass this question. 1, 2, if indeed we need a token, and the token needs to have value capture. I'm assuming that the company I'm investing has some value. If it's generating value, the value has to go somewhere. Either goes to equity holders like me, and now get a dividend, or I can get IPO or something, right? That's why I invest. Or the dividend, the value capture goes to the token holders. So if the underlying project can actually capture some value created in this ecosystem, then the tokenomics doesn't matter as much. If it's 4 years, 3 years, 5 years, it's okay. It doesn't matter as much because the value will be captured and be transferred back to the holders, which I'll be very happy to see that. But for the tokens that don't have any value at all, I will be happy to receive free tokens if anyone give me. Yeah.
All right. So because of the time, and we will have open the question to the audience. If you have any questions for the panelists on the stage, please raise your hand. No? All right. So I think we have a really, really good conversation about the investment in the AI Web3 driven startups. So if you have any question, you can always come to those panelists in private and get to know them. And thank you for your time here and your answers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.